Biden's mental acuity, is that an actual concern, or do we feel it's more manufactured?
I'm very concerned. We were watching a video from him from like even 2020. He was so sharp. Like even in like 2014, 2016, he was pretty sharp, like sharp dude. It's Biden. But then now the way it's like the slow, like it's like, whoa, dude. And he's the commander of the military. That's his number one job, is commanding troops. If you had a commander acting like that, step down, brother. Like the next guy's gonna take over for now until we hire another commander. It's life or death. And I think people maybe unfortunately have lost touch with the life and death nature of reality because we live in this coddled society of the United States for so long. It's such an amazing place, peaceful. But it's like devastatingly necessary to have a coherent commander of troops right now.
And you feel that Biden isn't up to the task?
I feel he's not up to the task.
Do you feel Trump is up to the task?
Necessary to have a coherent commander of the troops right now.
And you feel that Biden isn't up to the task?
I feel he's not up to the task.
Do you feel Trump is up to the task? Because we've seen similar gaffes from Trump. If you watch some of his some clips and the mistakes and the gaffes he's made.
You see his body language? I think
clips and the mistakes and the gaffes he's made.
That's his tell. Every time he gets called out and he realizes that, you know, something stupid he said is being exposed, he does this really drastic, like exaggerated motion, like shift from this side to the other side, and then pretends like he's really thinking of, like he knows what he's saying is nonsense. That's the thing is obviously, I don't think he's that smart, but he's not as dumb as he pretends to be. So he knows what he's saying is stupid, and when he gets called out, he does this fake like, oh, I never heard of that. Oh, wow, Biden did that thing? Ooh, oh, it makes you think. You never know. I wasn't sure, you know, bro.
They're, at least in my mind, pretty comparable. Would you trust Trump to lead the troops?
It's like a slow boil. Like I've been in the water for so long as it's heating up.
Some clips and the mistakes and the gaffes he's made, they're, at least in my mind, pretty comparable. Would you trust Trump to lead the troops?
It's like a slow boil. Like I've been in the water for so long as it's heating up. I'm like, should I jump out or not? I can't tell. He seems cogent, like faculty-wise. He seems like, I've never heard him like say the wrong country's name or anything when he was talking about geopolitics, or like say a world leader's name wrong. I've never heard him do that stuff.
Well, I would say Nancy Pelosi is a type of world leader. Didn't he mix her up with Nikki Haley like 4 times?
He's 80. He's old. I mean,
to further clarify, this guy first denied that Trump had similar gaffes to what we see with Biden, right? Oh, you know, Trump, you never know. It's like a frog in boiling water. You know, I don't know, right? But I don't see him doing the kind of stuff that Biden does. Oh, here's an example of Trump doing the same kind of stuff that Biden does. Oh, yeah, but he's old. Wait, which one is it? Is it that he doesn't do the kind of things, or is it I don't care about it because he's old, unlike Biden, who's also what?
Didn't he mix her up with Nikki Haley like 4 times?
He's 80. He's old. I mean,
I would say
he's. And it's a genetic age and solar age are not the same thing. So you can fly around the sun 50 times and have the body of a 35-year-old if your chromosomes are healthy. So there's that.
Thinking there were vast deserts in Vietnam. Maybe there are. I'm not sure, but that was another claim. Trump seemed to mix up Vietnam and the Iraq War.
The thing I like about Ian is he's such a buffoon that he makes it easy to see what pretty much across the board, this is right-wing media today, right? This kind of, he's just not good at it. He's not good at hiding it. He's a bad actor. I mean, you can tell he doesn't believe what he says. Like when they switched it to Trump, you saw the body language. He's leaning back and he's all, oh, the slow boy, you know, I don't know. Like, what's that all about? If he was a little bit more clever with his deceit, his grift, you know, he'd be like, oh, no, it's not the same thing, or da-da-da, I'll come up with some excuse, but he's all trying to change it. And then he noticed he started going about the solar thing. You're like, what does that have to do with anything? Right? You claim you're supposedly afraid of Biden because of his mental capacity. You don't seem to be very serious about that when you make that claim, but whatever else you're claiming. And then somebody points out that Trump has done similar things, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, he's old? They're both old. They're very close in age. It's just insane, I don't know. And the thing that's great is that he's not clever enough to come up with an excuse to sort of cover it up. Like if this was Ben Shapiro would have something, you know, like, well, I grade him on a different curve and this and that, and you know, oh, Trump, he's an entertainer. And he says silly stuff, but Biden, he's not an entertainer. He's just, you know, he's not there. I think his answer really reveals that he knows he's talking a bunch of bullshit, right? That's where he gets this slow boil comment, because someone's presenting something that kind of makes him look foolish, and he needs time to come up with some kind of a thing And he ended up going with the, let me start talking about solar or something. The morons that like me won't notice, and they'll be like, oh, he's so smart. Right. Also, the minute that they were talking about Trump and he started saying, Trump has done similar things, the moderator, I knew right away automatically he was going to be like, oh, well, I never heard that. Oh, he said what? Oh, well, I heard people talking. I didn't really see it. I don't know. Always with dishonest partisan grifters, they know every little detail. I guarantee you, ask this guy, give me as many examples you can of proof that Joe Biden is like mentally challenged or something. He's gonna know every single example, every single stumble, everything that Joe Biden said slowly or made a mistake here, whatever it is. He's gonna know every single one. Ask him to do the same thing about Trump. Oh, not really. Trump says something wrong. I mean, everybody makes mistakes once in a while. I mean, it's a slow boil. It's a slow boil, man. I don't know, bro. I don't need to agree with everyone. I don't need everyone to agree with me, right? If this guy truly believes that Trump is cool and Trump is better because of blah, 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 that's fine. I mean, I could look at him and say, well, that's the dumb reason. But the thing is, it's clearly he doesn't mean any of this. That's the thing that bothers me. He's not, the people that are the loudest champions of Trump and Trump is great, they don't like Trump. They see him as a moron, as I do, right? But they want to manipulate an audience to make money from people who do like him, right? I see Trump is a moron. I see he's a threat to this country. But a lot of people love him. And if I pretend to love him as well, they will watch my content. I'll get more money. And you know what? Hopefully I'll be okay. Trump, he's kind of risky. But ultimately, in this business I'm in, I think I'm going to be okay, right? I'm not worried about losing my job, right? The more craziness he does, that'll be content for me to make, right? I'll just go and try to whitewash it. Oh, it's fine. And I'll make even more money. So I don't care any risk that he is to the country or any problem with his cognitive. Like, how does that affect me? I'm an online YouTuber, and I make money in my pajamas, perhaps, right? That's his perspective. So I'm just going to sit here and pretend, oh, yeah, Trump is fine. And yeah, slow boil, bruh. I saw another example of this with the PBD podcast. He does a much better job of deceiving people, but he was asked by, interestingly enough, another buffoon, but anyway, who he's voting for. This guy, he does this, he tries to do this like sort of centrist type thing where, all his stuff is leading in the direction of hardcore pro-Trump, but he won't come out and say it and admit it. And he might not actually be hardcore pro-Trump. I mean, pro-Republican for sure, because it benefits his interests, being a very wealthy person. But, it's all this like pro-Trump, sort of, what's the word? It's underneath it all. But he doesn't want to put it to the surface, right? So when he asked who he's voting for, he plays games like, I'm voting for the person who has the values and this, and plays out. He won't even say it. He won't even say like, hey, I'm voting for Trump, right? This is what these people do. They sit around, they will support and promote people that they know are bad people, that they may even despise, but they'll sit there and pretend to like them because they know they can make a lot of money pandering to people who actually do like these corrupt politicians. Right. This is Debate Me channel. Debate Me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well.